I hope everyone's doing well on what is day 5 of the Etheria Restart global launch. Now, I want to talk about this before it's too late, and that's regarding Freya. What I want to talk about is that her banner ends in basically 5 days with what I'm going to guess is Hoyen replacing her, which let me know if you want a video of us reviewing our current kit for Hoyen. I think that could be pretty fun. Now, if you do want more Etheria content, like the video and also subscribe for more because, I mean, as you've seen, I made a lot of Etheria content in the past like 5 days now, maybe 6. So what I want to talk about is why you should probably summon for Freya at least before her banner ends. And listen, I know you guys are getting enough pulls. I think on my account where of course I wasn't summoning for like the first 2 days, I think I got 200 pulls. So especially in the next 4 days, you're going to be able to at least get like to the 80 pity, right? Because it's not 100 anymore, it is 80, which is really good for any banner pity, which I love. Now, let's look away from what's currently moving in our eyes, okay? And let's look at her skills, okay? Why is Freya so good? We're going to get into that, then I'm going to say where she's used in, and I'll even show you guys my team comps for most of the content. So let's get into this. So Freya, why she's good is because she's so universal in pretty much everything. Okay, she works for Grim Pursuit, for Threshold, and for PvP, and in generic PvE content also. This girl has such a good passive that it's hard to kind of ignore her. So what she does is, basically, we're going to talk about only the passive, which is Dream Guide, first of all. Each time an ally receives a buff, increases their turn meter by, well, it would be 4%. So that means if you put 3 buffs on the ally, they're going to get a 12% turn meter buff when this is level 5, okay? And that's huge, right? That's huge for PvE content where there's supports that are lower than the enemy. 12% could put them way above another enemy, which is amazing, right? Now, each time an enemy receives debuffs, there's a 70% chance to reduce their turn meter, again by 4% at max level, right? Now, the 70% chance might seem ass, but you're still going to be applying so many debuffs that it is fine because you can only apply it 3 times per turn, right? And when it's Freya receiving buffs or debuffs, Dream Guide effect is doubled, okay? So it could go up to 24%, right? However, I'm really trying to target in on this lower. And remember, pretty much everyone is doing some type of buff or debuff. Like Rosa, she has her AoE slow, which could then lower the enemy's mobility. I think she also has, what is it? Well, I guess this would count as a debuff. Leon's got her turn meter lower. Sorry, I'm used to Black Clover mobile lingo, but I'll get to it soon for turn meter. So she could turn meter lower, which would then make Freya turn meter lower a bit more. Ramocha has a stun, right? And then Kazuo the Reverie for something like Doki Doki. If you get multiple, like an attack lower and the slumber, that could be multiple turn meter lowers. So when you consider all of that, it's absolutely ridiculous. But then Freya kind of like does really well to where she's able to apply a max of 3 buffs on her skill too. So guaranteed she's applying a defense increase and a Dreamweave. Now what Dreamweave does is it's gonna cleanse a stack, which is insane. This could stack up to 3 times, but this is going to give 2, right, at most. However, it's only 80% for the second one at level 4, which is still like, you're using a lot of, I think everyone was saying it's a Lattice. Tell me in the comments again, people are going to complain anyway. But what's good is this defense increase, like, it makes you quite a bit tankier, but mainly these cleansers, these purifiers are really good. So having the ability to get 2 on the skill 2 is really good. And then her ult puts an attack increase of 40%, then has a 4 chances to apply a nightmare debuff, increasing the damage they take by 12%. This is a 2-turn debuff, but also it's a lifesteal, right? And considering you're giving an attack buff to everyone, it's insane. And remember, you could apply this technically multiple times, even if only one's gonna stay, right? This isn't gonna stack, right? It's only gonna be 12%. However, if it like procs like 3 times, it's gonna proc this passive 3 times too. So that's really good where you could buff your own turn meter and then debuff the enemies, which makes her overall really good for all content that could have turn meter manipulation. She's gonna increase your defense, cleanse, give you healing technically through the lifesteal for DPSs, increase your attack, and then also lower the enemy's turn meter and increase yours. So yeah, Freya is a very generically good support, right, in anything. And even for PvP, so far she's been my first pick. I think that she's a very good first pick. However, I think also Lily and Marvel are really, really good first picks. So now I want to go over all the content that she's good in and show my current teams. Now, some are going to update. For example, Terramaton, I'm using Lian, but I think I'm about to reset her and then go full into Chloros. I think that's what I'm about to do. So just keep that like little disclaimer there because it is very important to keep in mind. So if we go into Threshold, I mean, she's usable in Terramaton. Now, this team, like I said, is going to change, but for Nightmare? Yeah. For Nightmare 3, this team worked just fine. And what do you know? Freya's there because there's multiple instances she could apply debuffs. She could apply the buffs later on. However, for example, Grey also is going to give a buff with the crit rate to the whole team, which guarantees turn meter increase. And then Marvel more debuffs, right? All that stuff. So then he's going to put res minus and then it's going to work really, really well. And then all you really do is target the main body. At least before for Nightmare 3, this worked. It will probably have to take out Real Mocha now, but you know, that's going to be to see. I mean, listen, I know no one probably watching is on Hell 1, and if you are, I feel like you're set up to not even like need me saying this right now, so I don't know why you're here. I mean, I appreciate it, but I don't think you need to be here. But yeah, no, Freya is really good for Terror. And then for Doki, I mean, look, let's just check out, is there Hell 4 clears? Yeah, let's check them out, right? Freya, no Freya, but Tsukio, Freya, do you get it, right? Like, there's a lot of Freyas. Freya. I mean, it just goes on. I don't need to say more, right? So, yeah, no. Freya is really good, personally. I mean, I've been able to get to Hell 2. With the new shells, I could probably get a bit further, but I'm going to continue shell grinding. But this was not my team. I don't know why Rahu's here, but okay. Where the hell... I put Sonya here last time, but yeah, this was a team, and she basically makes the damage reduction remove. He increases crit rate, puts defense minus. Sonya heals when we need it. She gives the attack buff, and it all works very well together. Damage increase, attack increase, also maybe further damage increase. Great defense minus, and then Romocha big damage, right? And then Ivor's ult level 5, so that means that, oh, I guess she doesn't have gear right now, but that also means that her ult does 100% splash damage when she kills, right? Now, in Aurora, she wouldn't work well because she is type disadvantage. So keep that in mind, but she does work in Aurora. Sorry, no, she doesn't, but she's good in the other two thresholds. Then in Grim Pursuit, right? In Grim Pursuit, I mean, I've been using her in Nico, right? We could actually go check that right now. Why not? And you'll see, like, she is still used. And that's funny timing that she just died. But, like, we're chilling. I don't know. Okay, I mean, Rosa, I don't know what happened. This is the... Do my units not have gear? Let me check. That was the first loss, but let's just play that again. I'm very confused, but okay. So like, you know, Freya's gonna give her buffs, and look at that. Like, this is what I mean. Like, being able to do that to where Lian's now ahead, and then Lian could then further lower, right, is really, really strong. Do they not have gear? Lian definitely doesn't have gear. Does Rosa have gear? Let me check that out. Nah, they do. I guess I was underestimating it. But anyway, yeah, Freya's gonna work in Nico, or what is that what it's called? Nico Nana, sorry. And then also in Fabian, right? So these are the two, like I said in my previous video, that you're going to want to farm, being Nico Nana and then also Fabian. So, you know, you're going to need Freya for all that, and then of course RTA. So considering all this, like, Freya, why she works is because she's very high base speed. If I check it out right now, so her base speed, if I'm going to pull it over, if we check the stats, which is right in here, we go to speed, she is extremely high. She's 2 lower than the highest speed. So when you consider that, right, she's going to be extremely good for PvP. Of course, with her ability to work very well with other units that either debuff or buff, it's very worth it to actually build Freya. And just by the end of this, right, you want to make sure you're able to pity Freya, okay? Now, if you don't pity her, of course, it's going to transfer over to Hoyen, so there's no worries there. But I do think that by this point, to help you really progress quicker, if you do care about that, Freya is a fantastic pickup. Now, keep in mind, if you don't want to, for whatever reason, Freya is on the standard banner, so you could try and get her there, but it took a while for that to happen for me. So just keep that in mind. But if you're acknowledging it and you're fine with it, then hey, do what the hell you want. But I'm just saying. So that's going to be it. Let me know if you already have Freya, or if you're actually gonna put Freya on the or get Freya on the gacha banner. So that's gonna be it. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching. Like the video if you haven't yet. Subscribe if you're new. I'll see you in the next Etheria Restart video.